Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Travis Rasmussen. I'm a fire apparatus engineer. This is
Brandon Shornack, fire apparatus engineer.
Yeah, today we're hanging out at Winchester Days.
This is Report on Conditions.
On this week's Report on Conditions, we'll see a vehicle fire in Thermal as well as 2 emergency calls that required air ambulances. We also get a glimpse of the California Wildland Firefighters Memorial that was saved from the airport fire.
Engine 1 with Report on Conditions.
Welcome to your weekly Report on Conditions. I'm Karina Espinosa. We're starting this week off with a visit to the International Association of Firefighters Memorial in Colorado. This year, our brothers Joshua Bischoff and Tim Rodriguez were added to the memorial wall, and we were there to honor them.
This year in Colorado Springs, the International Association of Firefighters hosted the Fallen Firefighter Memorial Ceremony, which honors the memory of all firefighters who made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. Firefighters and families from across the United States and Canada gather here in remembrance and respect. Included in the ceremony were fallen firefighters Tim Rodriguez and Joshua Bischoff, whose names are now memorialized in stone, which will serve as an important reminder of the risks firefighters face every day.
Joshua Bischoff, Local 2881, Cal Fire, Sacramento, California. Timothy D. Rodriguez Jr., Local 2881, Cal Fire, Sacramento, California.
The etched names will symbolize the loss felt by their families and the departments they served, but their legacy will live on forever.
Near the end of September, California's Task Force 6, which is part of FEMA's Urban Search and Rescue program, was activated for a Type 3 mission due to Hurricane Helene. The team, comprised of some key members from CAL FIRE Riverside County Fire Department, including Squad Officer Jason Wachter, Hazmat Manager Nicholas Pecor, and Rescue Specialist Dallas Smith, were quickly mobilized to focus on water rescues in their assigned areas. So far, they covered 626 miles in Oconee County, South Carolina, as part of a search operation. After completing their mission in South Carolina, the task force was reassigned to Watauga County, North Carolina. Afterwards, Task Force 6 was deployed to Yancey County of the same state, which was hit hard with up to 30 inches of rain. One specific mission took Task Force 6 to the banks of the French Broad River, where they searched a 5-mile stretch with a human remains canine. With their mission in North Carolina completed, Task Force 6 is now in Florida, anticipating the arrival of Hurricane Milton.
Last week, from September 30th through October 6th, the department responded to a total of 3,935 calls for service. This included 2,942 medical emergencies and 124 fire-related calls. Let's look at a few of these incidents. On Friday, September 4th at around 8:20 p.m., multiple 911 calls were received reporting a car on fire near the intersection of Lincoln Street and Avenue 62 in Thermal. The first engine on scene reported a fully involved passenger vehicle. Thankfully, firefighters were able to contain the fire within 10 minutes of their arrival and kept it from spreading. There were no injuries reported. On Saturday, October 5th, firefighters responded to a reported trauma on the football field at a high school in the 86,100 block of Avenue 66 in Thermal. The engine arrived on scene and reported a juvenile suffering from a traumatic injury and determined an air ambulance was required. The airship arrived quickly and landed on the football field to pick up the patient, who was in moderate condition. The air ambulance transported the juvenile to a local area trauma center for further treatment. On Saturday, October 5th, at around 7 p.m., firefighters responded to a reported traffic collision near the intersection of Johnson Street and Avenue 81 in the unincorporated area of Oasis. The first arriving engine reported 2 vehicles that had collided head-on and then immediately requested an air ambulance. One patient with moderate injuries was transported to an area hospital by ground ambulance, and one patient with serious injuries was transported via air ambulance. The additional occupants of the vehicle declined medical assessment or transport to the hospital. The incident was turned over to California Highway Patrol for further investigation. Also, on Saturday, October 5th, firefighters responded to a reported traffic collision near the intersection of Sunset Avenue and William Street in Banning. The first arriving engine reported 2 passenger vehicles involved with major damage. One patient was trapped, requiring the use of extrication equipment, including the jaws of life. A total of 4 patients were transported with injuries ranging from moderate to serious, and Sunset Avenue was closed for Banning Police Department's investigation.
We're here at the California Wildland Firefighter Memorial Site in El Carrizo Village on the Cleveland National Forest. This is part of our South Main Divide Greater El Carrizo Area Fuel Break. And we've been working on it for several years. We've done a variety of different treatments, including mastication, piling, burning, broadcast burn. And this particular location is about 66 acres of that larger fuel break system. A fuel break that we actually were burning this winter, so just as short as 6 or 8 months ago, we were doing prescribed burns in this area. And what we can see is that as the head of the fire approached this area and started working its way towards Lake Elsinore, that the fuel break really slowed it down. We can see that this memorial site here itself was protected, was defensible, and we were able to save it. But in addition to that, it was able to slow the fire spread down and help us down as it moved towards the more urban areas. It is a U.S. Forest Service picnic site, and this location was chosen because it was close to the Decker Fire location of 1959. The idea came from some CAL FIRE retirees, as well as a widow of one of the firefighters who passed in the Decker Fire of 1959. They approached the Forest Service and wanted to do a collaboration where we could build a site to commemorate the brave heroes that have given their lives in fire service and community service, protecting the wildlands. And I was able to spend a lot of time with some of the people that were intimately involved or new people that were, to see that we were able to create a beautiful site like this that honors the memory of those that lost their lives. And then we're also able to do a fuels treatment project here that protected the site as well as protected the community below it. I mean, I couldn't be prouder of the work that so many people have put in and the way that we've honored firefighters that have gone before us.
It's National Fire Prevention Week, and this year's focus is on smoke alarms. Let's go over 3 big reasons you should have them throughout your home. Smoke alarms provide 24/7 monitoring, which gives you and your family an early warning if a fire has broken out. With an early warning, this significantly reduces the risk of injuries and even fatalities. A device that monitors for smoke 365 days a year and could potentially save lives must be expensive, right? In actuality, smoke alarms are a low-cost and effective way to enhance fire safety. Check your residence for smoke alarms today, and don't forget to regularly test them, because it might just save you or a loved one's life.
That's all for this week's Report on Conditions. Follow your firefighters in action on our social media at CAL FIRE RRU, and stay up to date on incidents happening countywide. If you caught any great footage of our firefighters at work or out in the community, send them to us at rrupio@fire.ca.gov. On behalf of your Public Affairs and Community Education Bureau, I'm Karina Espinosa. Thanks for watching.